This episode of Capes and Lunatic Sidekicks is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. To get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code SOUTHGATE to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
What about our Quasar podcast, The Quantum Zone?
What about our Quasar podcast?
Wendell Vaughn, the first Earthman ever appointed Protector of the Universe. Bonded to the energy-transforming quantum bands that are the weapons and symbols of his station, he fights an ongoing battle to defend all life in the universe, cosmic evil, as Quasar. Hello and welcome to the Quantum Zone, episode 51. We're on the other side of 50. I am Phil, and I so wanted to hit the other Matt Kona button.
And nursing home with bad intentions.
Like I said, I am Phil. That fan of nursing homes and the elderly you heard was.
That's Matt Kona. I'm here. I love nursing homes.
And master of old cosmic entities is.
That would be me. I'm Will. Hey, everyone.
Oh, Lord. But stay tuned later on for a special announcement. Me and Matt Kona are going to be doing another project.
Yeah. Cool.
Only on YouTube.
Dun-dun-dun.
All right. So before we get to this big soiree, has anyone heard any news about Quasar or, I don't know, any interesting comics news?
Captain Marvel's barreling down on us.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
What, like 2.5 weeks?
March 8th, that weekend, yeah, something like that.
I may have to go see that one in the theaters. I'm kind of looking forward to that one.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's gonna be a big Saturday. We're gonna have my son's 6th birthday party, and then we're going to Chuck E. Cheese, and then we're going to see Captain Marvel.
Nice.
When's his birthday?
His actual birthday is March 5th, but we're having the party that Saturday, which is the 9th. So
cool. That's the boys were born on the 9th, so my boy's birthday is the 9th. Good month.
Yeah, we like to conceive our kids around the same time, eh, buddy?
I guess so. We should try it. Virtual fist bump.
Great minds.
Or
great something.
Great,
Yeah.
or not great mind. I don't know, whatever.
Keep it clean. Anyway. I don't know. Should we jump into this? Because we have a lot of characters in this issue.
Oh, yes. Especially pages 2 and 3.
Oh, yeah. But even on the cover, because as we've been threatening, Avengers 332.
Doctor Doom.
part one of the 2-part Doctor Doom story. I love, the cover box. Look, they finally erased Iron Man's head off the cover, but still no Quasar.
Still no Quasar.
just Cap, Thor, Vision, and Cersei.
That's
no
a bit
She-Hulk
insulting.
either. No She-Hulk either. So
No.
They're both equally insulted.
The bottom of that A just keeps pushing people out of that corner box.
Yeah.
But so we get at last Doctor Doom. Enough said on the cover, and you got Hank Pym, Janet Van Dyne,
Rage, Wolverine,
Namor and his cousin Namorita.
Yeah, I've never seen them hanging out, but you got to hang out with your cousin sometimes.
Especially when they have the female version of your name.
Yeah, exactly.
Black Knight, She-Hulk, Vision, the back of the Vision's head. Got the Fantastic Four and Hercules, Cersei, Captain America. Lots of cigar smoking on this cover. Look, Wolverine.
Yeah.
And the thing has his in his hand as he's, has his other arm around Jarvis.
Yeah.
And Rage just has a zipper hanging down there from his mask.
Something, yeah. I just want to know what the things say in the Jarvis. Be like, when are those finger sandwiches coming out? Because it's going to be clobbering time on them when those come out. All right.
And we're celebrating 50 years of Captain America on the direct version of it, not the barcode version.
Yeah, I probably got this new,
I got it direct.
But yes, I mean, they really don't bury, you open the book and it's like they really don't bury the lead with this title.
That's true.
You know, as if you didn't see the giant Doctor Doom on the cover. It's like, the many faces of doom.
Hey, wait a minute. This is an Avengers book, right? Why am I the Fantastic Four? What's going on here? Huh?
Well, first script again. Ooh, Larry Hama again. I thought maybe he was done, but nope. I guess we're getting him this issue and next issue still. Breakdowns, Paul Ryan still.
Yep.
Finishes Tom Palmer, coloring Christy Sheely, lettering John Costanza. Editor Howard Mackey, and editor-in-chief Tom DeFell. So basically the same team we've had the last couple episodes.
Yep.
Yeah.
But no, they're having a party for the grand opening in the new Avengers headquarters, Will, because Mr. Fantastic's even holding the invitation.
That's right.
It says, the Avengers request the honor of your presence at the gala celebration marking the opening of the new Avengers headquarters in big letters on Thursday evening, the 21st of March, 1991 at 8 o'clock at 890 Fifth Avenue.
Now, to get a little pet peevey, don't you think the 21st of March should have got its own line, not just March? Who did the design on this?
Who did the calligraphy on this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those darn Avengers support staff.
Right.
But yeah, so it opens up, like we said, it opens up with the Fantastic Four walking in and Mr. Fantastic handing that invitation to Jarvis. Ooh, putting it on a silver platter even. But, so yeah, at the new Avengers headquarters building in New York City. Johnny says, nice dig, sis. Too bad some supervillains are going to have to trash it sooner or later.
Ever the pessimist, Johnny Storm.
And Sue says, behave yourself, Johnny. And Reed says, good evening, Jarvis. Ben says, hiya. That cigar hanging out of his mouth. And Jarvis says, good evening, Mr. Richards. A pleasure to see you, Mrs. Richards, Mr. Storm, Mr. Grimm. Would any of you object to being electronically scanned for an identification verification? And Reed says, of course not. How invasive is the scan going to be?
What if they said no? I mean, okay, all right, just come in, I guess.
No. That'd be funny if they had like Hercules on the door as a bouncer. Because once again, they elected Thor to the team, and guess what? He don't show up again until... I mean, the next time a Thor shows up, it's Eric Masterson. I don't think...
That's that soon? That's coming up?
It will, well, at least by Galactic
Storm time.
Right before Galactic Storm, yeah. Right. Yeah, there's like no Thor until like Eric Masterson shows up right before. I think it's like 2 issues before Galactic Storm starts.
It's only like what 15 issues out or so from this.
It's like 3. No, it's maybe. 340 was 345. I think the first Galactic Storm.
So 13 issues.
Yeah, like 13 issues. Yeah, only like a year after this.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. But yeah, so the Fantastic Four walking in, and Johnny says, that was an awfully quick scan, and Jarvis says, everything was recorded on a microburst. It's being played back and analyzed right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Read. Congratulations, Captain. It's a magnificent building. And then, since Ben Grimm knows everyone, him and Spider-Man know everyone in the Marvel Universe, he waves at Nick Fury. Hey, Nick, what do you say? And Nick Fury saying, same old Ben, you've been lifting weights. And Wolverine, weights, that's rich. Oh, did I say Cap was telling Reed, thank you, Reed, glad you can make it to our little soiree.
And look at all we've got. Let's see, we've got Cersei.
It looks like she just like altered her costume to make it.
Yeah. Hank Pym, Wasp, Black Knight, Falcon, Mockingbird, Spider-Man,
Tigra.
Oh yeah, on the other side.
Very bottom, yeah.
And then Namor, Namorita, our boy, yeah.
Quasar, because I think, was it Soshin who pointed out on Twitter, I think, they said, look, Quasar, the ladies' man as usual, because he's talking to She-Hulk, Scarlet Witch, Black Widow. Yeah.
And Wonder Man looks very annoyed. Come on, man.
I know.
He's out of the circle. Look at him, the shoulders, the table is presenting him, kind of looks a little, he's got a whole big salad ready to put on his plate, so. But,
that look, he's like staring Quasar, like, keep it in your pants, Quasar. Right now we got Daredevil and Vision and Quicksilver and
Hawkeye.
Yeah, Hawkeye. Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau, Hercules, Sandman, and Rage, and then look up in the corners, Doctor Strange.
Yep. Wow.
But look, you see all like the world leaders they have, because this is like Prince Charles and Lady Di right there.
Okay.
I think.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right.
So it's probably like the Queen in front of them. And I think where were they at? Was that a different page? I swear I saw George. I thought George Bush and his wife were on here. So oh no, I think that is supposed to be George. Is that supposed to be George Bush and Barbara Bush there?
I think so. Yeah.
So Prince Charles, Lady Di, the first George Bush and Barbara Bush. That's supposed to be Stan Lee, like next to Hercules, like in front of Hercules.
That's Stan Lee. I think we find out for sure when he says Excelsior on the next page or something.
A young Stan Lee, because he's like in the middle of a store and he says, "So I said, hiya, Fred, glad to meet you." And Vision says, "I don't get it." And Hawkeye whispers to him, "You had to be there, Vision." And then we see Sandman telling Rage, "Don't be such a wallflower, Rage. Get out there and be sociable." And he says, "Sandman, was I supposed to have worn a tuxedo or something?" And Sandman said, "Because of the editor." Oh, it's been a while since we had an editor's note.
Oh yes.
Editor's note. Oh no, editor's note.
A superhero costume is just as acceptable as a military uniform on dress occasions in the Marvel Universe. Now you know, and no one's half the battle.
That's why Rage asked about the tuxedo, and Sandman says, listen, if it makes you feel better, Jarvis can fix you up with a clip-on bow tie like he did for me." Because basically all Sandman has is like a sport jacket and like a clip-on tie over that green shirt he always wears. Yeah. I was a bit like, Rage, you at least could, even if you didn't want to like wear a tuxedo, at least zip up your vest, the thing there. Yeah. So people can't see your chest hair. I would, if I was Rage, I'd be like, well, look at Wonder Man. He's just wearing a tank top.
Exactly.
But meanwhile, there's Daredevil standing there. Doesn't see anything wrong with anyone's costumes. All right. So next page. Below in the basement command center, support crew's doing all the scans, and we see voice print graphs confirmed. And Peggy says, "We have voice verification. We have retinals yet?" And one of them saying, "Just coming through, Peggy. Retinal scans match up the records on file. Physical dimensions also match our holographic records within acceptable parameters." And the thing's a little over. He must be pumping iron. Again, another thing lifting weights joke. So I was just waiting for the punchline, with all these thing lifting weight jokes. It's like, oh, look at the thing's muscles. They're so rock hard. Peggy says, we have enough for a positive identity confirmation on the Fantastic Four. They are clear. It doesn't seem quite right, John, running such exhaustive checks on all these heroes and luminaries. And Jameson says, can't be too careful these days. Supervillains, alien menaces, and plain vanilla terrorists could easily infiltrate our spanking new headquarters by posing as an invited guest. And then we get an intruder alert. Intruder alert! Intruder alert! And Peggy, we got a security breach. And looks like lower levels, sub basement. Ooh, sub basement. And that's when Jameson says, hey, what the? I could have sworn I saw, because you just see like the end of a green cape. How did no one see Doom in that?
That giant wall of monitors, exactly.
It's like half the wall, and they could have, like, what?
Very, very distracted. I don't know how.
I guess. Oh, did you see what Cersei was wearing?
Yeah.
And after James says, I could have sworn I saw, and one of them says, what? Nothing. Anybody could be wearing a green cape. You could say that again, especially with that crowd up there. Why would they be in the sub basement?
Exactly.
I didn't know where the bathroom was. Put all the surveillance cameras in the sub basement on the security scan program. I want those cameras going over every square inch of that sub basement. Nothing in the East River shuttle bay. Nobody in the weapons testing chamber. I get zip on the infrared reading for the entire floor. There's nobody down there. No infrared.
I wonder if that's important. Maybe.
Well, something could be cloaked. I don't know. Something tripped off the sensors. The system is still going crazy. Maybe there's a glitch in the system. And Fabian, be that as it may, I still have to alert the Avengers. What's the discrete emergency code word for today? Peggy, opportunity. As back upstairs, we see Jarvis outside the Kirby room.
Nice.
Yeah. So we see, a ringing telephone. Where's my telephone? Used to call me on my cell phone. Darn it. Sorry, people. This is live.
Been a while since we've had some of these soundbite opportunities. So
Exactly.
I know. I have it.
Yeah, you had it like 2 episodes ago, didn't you?
Yes,
Yeah,
I know. I was just listening to it the other day.
Because Granny.
Oh yeah, Granny Staples.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I can't find that one, but here I can give you an iPhone.
Okay. There we go.
So Jarvis picks up the phone of Avengers headquarters. Jarvis speaking. Hello, Fabian. How may I assist you? And then, it looks like Dr. Doom just walking right behind Jarvis. That is very serious indeed. Yes, you should double check all systems immediately. I shall inform the captain at once. And as he turns his head, good heavens! He's like, it can't be. How could he have gotten in? How could... And I guess he turns a corner because Jarvis says, gone. I dare say this calls for a certain modicum of discretion. And he must go in the Kirby room because we see him next beside Captain America. When you have the opportunity, Captain, the support team would like a word with you. And Cap says, thank you, Jarvis. And Namorita, something wrong, Captain America? Oh, look at him trying to put the moves on his cousin. He said he likes to trade up every couple of years, you know. First he went from Peggy to Sharon, yeah. He says, I'm sure it's something as pressing as a leaking coffee urn, but the support crew is trying so hard I wouldn't want to upset them. Would you mind terribly, Namorita? She says, of course not. Go right ahead. So was she like Namor's +1? Because she's like the only new warrior there.
Yeah. I guess
Nova
so.
was there. Nova was there.
Oh, was he over there?
Yeah. He's got a brown suit, but he's around. Nova's around. I saw him either later, but I definitely remember him because I'm a Nova. I like Nova. He's a little hot-headed, but you know,
me too.
People mistake him for Quasar for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. I guess they just haven't shown him yet. So Namorita excuses the captain, and then Jarvis goes to Rage and says, Rage picks up, he says, is this all the food there's going to be? Midget hot dogs and crackers with brown mushy stuff on top? Or, because remember, Rage is 13.
Yeah.
And Jarvis says, cocktail franks and canopies, sir. Finger food, the regular at these functions, I'm afraid. And Rage says, well, get ready. Oh, I almost forgot. Granny heard we were having a party. She baked up a big batch of cupcakes.
Cupcakes. That might be important.
He pulls out a brown paper bag, and Jarvis says, I say, and he pulls out one with it, has an A on it, says, oh, rather, I do believe that all of our true friends would rather have one of these than a canopy. And downstairs in the command center, nice little, like, this issue, next issue, nice little bottle, 2 issues, because the whole thing takes place in and under Avengers Mansion.
Yeah.
So yeah, Cap made it downstairs to the command center. He says, we've got a room full of high-powered dignitaries upstairs and all their security personnel, along with every costume hero in town. Spider-Man says, hey, wait, what? I'm trying to remember, this issue or next, we didn't see Spider-Man at the party, did we?
He was in there. He was
he?
His back was to us in that big splash page.
Okay.
He's kind of in the middle of things. He's right in the where the staple crease is.
Oh, yes, I did. Yes.
He's talking to Princess Di.
I do see, yes. Now I see. I was going to say, they didn't fight this support, the reserves?
Yeah.
Oh. All right.
I didn't find Waldo, but I have found a couple others.
He says, we don't want to cause them any unnecessary anxiety because of a technical malfunction. Could our security system actually be penetrated? And Peggy, design and installation was personally supervised by Tony Stark himself. It's got backups for the backups. And O'Brien says, it would take a genius of the same magnitude to defeat the system.
Do we know anybody that's
a genius?
Super smart? Like Reed Richards smart?
But evil. Who's the opposite of Reed Richards? As if you weren't paying attention to the cover or the title of this issue. And Cap's looking at the screens of the sub basement. There's a few of them around on the bad guy's side, I'm afraid. Yeah. Weapons testing room looks clear. And was that Jameson says, this is our second scan of this room. The motion detector just went off in there, but the cameras aren't picking up anything. And, another editor's note coming up of important, especially to this podcast. We've got 2 more sensor blips in the corridors that lead to the hydro base the East River Tunnel.
Forced to have it.
Actually, mine, I don't seem to have those pages in my digital copy.
I'll step in for you. The hydro base was destroyed back in Avengers number 306.
Which is wrong. It was destroyed in 311.
That's right.
Get on the stick, DeFalco.
Quasar issue.
That's right.
Of course, the one editor's note I do is incorrect. You know? That's what I get for filling in.
Maybe
for willing in.
Nice.
Maybe they got confused because this is not when the lava men attacked the island.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, no, the lava men didn't sink it.
No.
Wait a minute, it was an Acts of Vengeance issue. Whose robot sunk Avengers Island?
I don't know. Maybe if the cover could give us a...
Everything comes around. So, yeah, it leads to the East River Tunnel. Absolutely no visual confirmation. And motion detectors and infrared heat sources. And Cap pulls out his communicard, which I don't know why he would need to if he's in the communications room, but he says this all has to be checked out personally, and I can't pull all the Avengers from the party without arousing suspicion. It'll have to be the ones who can slip away with the least notice. As back upstairs, Stan. Oh yeah, it is Stan, because he says, enough said, true believer.
Exactly.
And we see the Vision talking to some ladies.
We got Ronald Reagan. I didn't pick him out before, but he's there.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, we got at least 2 presidents. Yes. And one of the ladies is asking the Vision, so what does it feel like when you pass through another living person? I mean, do you like it?
Ooh.
Is she coming on to the Vision?
I don't know.
I think so.
But he says, it is an interesting sensation. But then his communicard buzzes, and he says, pardon me, ladies. And the other one says, you carry a pager? He says, the Avengers ID card has a few extra features. And it's Cap, and he says, Vision, there's an opportunity you can't afford to miss in the command center. Got that? And he says, understood, Captain. And he says, my apologies, ladies. My presence is required elsewhere. Oh, yeah, because...
Speedball, too.
Yeah, Speedball and Nova. It looks like they're talking to Sandman. The ladies are saying, oh, do you have to go so soon? And Sandman says, what do the babes see in that cold fish? I just don't understand it. And then his communicard buzzes and says, now what could this be about?
I think maybe it's because Vision isn't wearing a clip-on bow tie. That's my guess.
Doesn't even look like he's wearing clothes at all. But the Vision phases through the floor into the command center and says, use the code word for a discrete emergency. And Cap says, that's right, Vision. The automated security system detected intruders in the sub basement. We need to check it out in person as soon as Sandman arrives. And coming through the ventilation shaft, Sandman says, I'm already here, and I heard what you were saying on my way down the ventilation duct. Let's go. And Cap says, I want to get myself too revved up for action yet, Sandman. The support's crew is pretty sure that this is just a technical glitch. Some wires crossed in the security circuits. And Sandman says, but it never hurts to make sure, does it? And Cap says, yes, like going home to make sure you really did turn off the stove. And Vision says, the cameras could have confirmed the presence automatically. There's another reason for a personal inspection, isn't there? And Cap says, very astute as usual, Vision. Jarvis told Peggy that he saw Dr. Doom in a hallway upstairs. If anyone could bypass our security system, Doc Doom would be the one. Oh yeah, no, don't panic. But there's a confirmed sighting of Doctor Doom. But yeah, don't panic.
But it's only Doctor Doom. It's not like it's a big deal.
And it's just Jarvis. Maybe he's drunk.
Yeah, and also Sandman is there. Maybe Doctor Doom is his +1. He's trying to get him to the good side.
Yeah, damn, it follows Reed Richards everywhere. So Cap says, I'll check out the weapons testing room. You two take the corridors to the East River Tunnel if you need help. And Sandman, just whistle, we know. Alright, so back upstairs.
Oh, holy crap. Iron Man actually shows up in this, and he's not on the cover, in the box.
Wait. Hold that till the end of the issue, Will.
Okay.
So She-Hulk and Black Widow are talking, and She-Hulk saying, opportunity is the word, Black Widow, and Black Widow says, understood, low profile, correct? And, nothing's the matter. And we see, I guess, one of the guys running the security scanners at the front door, says, Iron Man, we have you down as having sent your regrets. He says, had a last minute cancellation or change of plans, sir? And Iron Man, quote unquote, says, I was able to resolve the situation on the West Coast.
See Iron Man number 268 from Howard.
I don't know if that's a true editor's note, but we'll see. Sooner than I expected. I hope this isn't causing any inconvenience. And the security guard says, I will have to run the scanner over you before you can enter. I know that you're well aware that it's a formality that no one is exempt from. And he says, I wouldn't have it any other way. That's when we get another alarm. It says, attention, all security personnel, attend! But it stops and the security guard says, what? Security system just went down. And Iron Man leaps over the desk to the computer and says, this particular system can't go down for any length of time. It was designed with too many bypasses and backups. Here's the problem, as it looks like he's putting a floppy disk in it or something.
Yeah.
And he pulls a wire from his suit as She-Hulk says, you're using a jack from your own suit? And Iron Man says, just running a quick diagnostics, She-Hulk. There, the bypass circuit is online now. And we get Peggy on the screen in the middle of a sentence. Is Peggy with a security update. Code word is still opportunity. The situation in the sub basement is now being investigated. Okay, here's my question. Why would She-Hulk question? I mean, even if people don't know Tony Stark is Iron Man, Iron Man, I'm sure his suit and the security system are both Stark tech, so.
Exactly.
But Iron Man's walking away and says, sounds like everything is under control. If it goes down again, I'll be inside making polite conversation. And the security guard, thanks, Iron Man. That was a quick save. And he comes over and he's talking to Cersei and the support staff. Or wait, who? Oh no, I guess it must be Hank Pym, but they colored his hair, his jumpsuit wrong.
Yeah.
Because he has brown hair and a purple jumpsuit.
Yeah. Yes. It's kind of like a mechanic.
Because on page 2 it was, red jumpsuit, blonde hair, but guess he can't shrink anymore, so he has color changing clothes.
Why not?
Yeah. So as Iron Man walks over, shaking Hank Pym's hand, Cersei says, "What a pleasant surprise! We thought you were going to miss this one." And he says, "I wouldn't have missed this for the world." And the thing standing there saying, "Looks like you even got Simonized and undercoated." And Black Widow's whispering to She-Hulk, "It seems so silly for us to keep pretending that we don't know that he's really Tony Stark." Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how smart you are, Widow. He slips up so often, and only Stark could have fixed that glitch so quickly. Not necessarily, since he was the one who designed the whole system. And She-Hulk, as quirks go, his is not so bad. Tell me the first thing you see on the next page. I'm assuming it was supposed to be a text box there at the top. Because it says in the sub basement, but they made it a word bubble for Jarvis.
Yeah,
for Vision.
For Vision.
Yeah.
I'll just wait for Sandman to say, "Yeah, I know where we're at." So his Vision says in the sub basement.
He's giving him the tour. He's the new guy.
Yeah.
He's breaking the fourth wall.
He's going through the fourth floor.
He phases through the fourth wall. So Sandman says, I once heard a funny story about how you actually propel yourself along through the air like that. And Vision says, I'm sure you found it quite amusing. He's like, yeah, what I heard was...
Dr. Doom!
Yeah, and then he turned the corner and Vision says, Dr. Doom! And Sandman says, Jarvis was on the level. It's like, why would Jarvis lie about that?
Yeah.
And then we see the Doom figure say, anxious as I am to hear the conclusion of your anecdote. See, Doom loves a good joke, more like anyone else. As I fear I must terminate these proceedings and move on to more pressing matters, as like some kind of gun pops out of his his glove, back, and it looks like a ray blast, but then I guess they're mini missiles because Vision alters his density and they pass through him as Vision says, mini missile, Sandman, watch out for. And Sandman says, way ahead of you, Vision. Got the old donut trick working as he makes a big hole in his chest for him to go through.
He makes a donut in his chest and he turns his hand into French toast sticks.
Hi, this is Sandman for your eat your breakfast, kids. But what Sandman did not realize is the missiles may not have hit him, but once they went through him, they hit the wall because Vision says the back blast. And Sandman says,
"It's like Sandman didn't fathom it." Fathom?
Yes, because that was the sound effect. Fathom. I was going to do an explosion, but I think Matt Conan did it much better.
Thank you.
And Vision gets sent flying, and he says, density is too low. The pressure of the blast is hurling me out of control. But if I increase my mass, my velocity will turn me into an inexorable projectile that will destroy the foundations of the headquarters and wreak havoc on underground utilities. He says, all I can do is let the blast energy expend itself as he goes, just flying through the wall, ghost-like through the walls, and looks like he's makes it through a subway tunnel.
Yeah, that wouldn't freak people out on the subway,
Well, I'm glad at least he has the presence of mind not to cause a blackout.
Yeah.
And then Sandman starts pulling himself together. He says, Vision, where are you? I was a bit scattered, but I'm getting myself back together. And he thinks old Doc Doom is just around the corner, stomping his way toward me. I'd better report in the Cap and fill him in on the situation. And so he pulls out his communique card. Captain America, this is Sandman. And Cap calls back, I saw the whole thing, Sandman. Peggy relayed the surveillance monitor visuals to my card screen. I haven't finished checking out the weapons testing room, but I'll be right over to help you. And the Vision phases through the wall where Cap's at and says, no need for that, Captain. I'm ready to resume my share of the duties with Sandman. And Cap says, but if Dr. Doom is in the corridor and not here, and Vision, all of a sudden his word bubble changes, unless he altered his voice to sound more human, says, that is not proven. Remember, his propensity for robotic duplicates? And Cap says, you're right, Vision. I'd better do a complete sweep of this room. And then back in the command center, Fabian, because he could see the Stankiewicz name tag on him, says, the same sort of reading we're getting from the corridor. And Peggy, this new headquarters is built to last. That blast in the corridor was totally dissipated by the integral shock absorbers. And what was it? O'Brien probably. There wasn't even a ripple in the punch bowl upstairs at the party.
So that's the bright side. The new digs, very soundproof. Everything's chill.
Yeah, because God forbid we would want a bunch of superheroes to come down and help us beat Dr. Doom.
No, this is their night off. Come on.
Yeah.
So Vision's phasing through the wall next to Sandman. Sandman, we have to take back the initiative and attack Dr. Doom. And Sandman, you have a plan? You got a plan? And Vision, of course. And Sandman, then lead on, Macduff. And as Dr. Doom's striding towards them around the corner, even if you two particular Avengers are capable of eluding my infrared scanner, my parabolic ear amplifiers can pick up your faintest whisper. And Vision, in that case, I suggest we improvise. And Sandman, right, keep cool and keep quiet. And meanwhile, back in the testing room, weapons testing room, Cap turns his head and says, huh? Something moved back there among the armor plate targets. Something that seemed to be wearing a green cape. But back out in the corridor, Dr. Doom, come gentlemen, why prolong the inevitable? And then we see a bunch of a little pile of sand say, you messed up, Doom. You stepped on a crack, and now you broke your mother's back. Oh, don't talk about Doom's mother.
That's harsh, man. Harsh.
He says, I guess we had to mention his mother also.
Yeah.
Doom says, you're just as in poor taste. My mother is... And Sandman says, who cares? Get him, Vision. As he puts him in like I was going to say a full Nelson, but he just has his arms around his neck, not around, Mm-hmm. Vision says, his gauntlets, Sandman, incapacitate them before he can use his blasters, as he blasts the Vision with a finger. He gives Vision the finger.
Yeah.
And Sandman says, sorry, Vision, this should put him under wraps, as he goes to cover Dr. Doom completely, and Vision says, no, don't cover him completely, or the contained blast from his gauntlets will... Another Fathoom! Explosively disperse you. And Dr. Doom says, exactly. One who is composed of granules should be more particular.
Oh, God. That is so bad.
Here you go, Doom.
That is so bad.
Dr. Doom, Uncle Jokes. Anyway, I've reduced your companion to dust in the wind, Vision. All he is dust in the wind. And do you desire a similar fate? And Vision, hardened, increases in density and says, that is a threat beyond your means, Dr. Doom. Instead of reducing my mass to fly towards you, I have increased my mass, necessitating my walking towards you. It is slow and damaging to the concrete floor because while Doom's blasts aren't having any effect on him, the Vision's like putting footprints in the whatever that floor is made out of. I doubt if you have anything in your portable arsenal capable of stopping the forward motion of a mass 10 times the density of depleted uranium.
Wow.
I've increased... So, Doctor, I've increased my mass to kick your mass. And as Sandman's pulling himself together again, he's saying, I've heard of loading a fist with a roll of dimes, but this is something else. Every left jab from the Vision right now is going to be like getting hit by a truckload of anvils. And back in the command center. The support crew is checking out the sewers on the monitor, and they're saying, now it's our job to find out where the penetration of Avengers headquarters took place. How did Doom bypass our security system? How did he get inside a totally sealed building? Wonder if that point's going to come back up. I think I found a weak point, Peggy, down at the East River Tunnel. The tunnel itself has 3 sets of pressure seals and anti-tamper locks, but the exhaust vent is an unobstructed tube to the surface. And she says, but it's barely 9 inches wide. Dr. Doom can do some amazing things, but I doubt he can shrink himself.
Why not just buy some PIM particles? I mean, come on.
I was going to say, why can't Doom do it? Or I'm sure he invented a time machine. He can't invent a teleporter.
Yeah.
I guess it's Fabian saying, check out what's going down in the weapons testing room, because we see Cap turn around with the sound of a slam. He's like, the door. And then he says, Dr. Doom, or are you one of his robot replicas? And Doom saying, as he's closing the door with a click, says, that is for me to know and you to find out. 90s comebacks, tell you what. That is for me to know and you to find out. I'm waiting for him to say, I'm rubber and you're glue.
Yeah. He's like, well, I asked you. That's why I'm trying to find out. Come on.
Yeah. But upstairs in the lobby, security guy is talking to Black Widow and She-Hulk in her tight dress. He says, as far as I can figure, the tally of people actually inside this building does not match up to the number of people who went through the security scanner And She-Hulk, there is one extra person on the floor. That would be Iron Man. He fixed the computer and never got scanned. And Black Widow, I suppose we had better ask him to go through an identification verification just for the record. And as a support crew is watching that scene, the Vision Sandman scene, and the Captain America screen all on the big screen. We see She-Hulk say Iron Man, and Jameson saying we're registering overloads on the whole system, and O'Brien, impossible. We're not even running it at full capacity. And we see a zap, zaps all over the keyboards and stuff. We are down. All the circuit breakers tripped. Good thing everything is covered with surge protectors. And then we see Iron Man turn to the camera so the support staff can see him on screen. Whoever's in that Iron Man armor is such an attention hog.
Yes.
Attention. Your system isn't down. It has simply been taken over. The screens are back on, but they're not under... the screens are back on, but they're not under our control. Peggy, that voice, that's not Iron Man. And the voice says, no, indeed, as we see the armor start morphing and changing color. Although Iron Man and I are both adepts in the mechanical sciences, when we both clad ourselves in power-assisted articulated plate armor, and we see the helmet change. He is but a soldier in the titanic battle against forces beyond his comprehension. Whereas I am a king, an arbiter of national destinies, and much, much more. I am, big letters, Dr. Doom.
Dude, there we go.
At this point, I'm surprised he isn't playing that himself.
Yeah.
The support staff's like, the monitors, the security system, the main computers, none of them are responding. All the doors are locked and the blast shields are in place. Dr. Doom is taking complete control of Avengers headquarters. I love, there's like no to be continued box or nothing. It just ends.
That's it.
There's not even a letters page. The last page is just an ad for Deathlock.
Perfect. Killing machine.
I guess they're like, yeah, people know to be continued.
Yeah. Maybe like, oh, Deathlock's gonna come in and save the day. I hope he has an invitation.
Yeah.
And a clip-on bow tie.
That's right. You gotta have the clip-on bow tie.
Oh, good lord. Dr. Doom chewing up the scene, hamming it up.
Oh, yeah.
He's really putting a dent in Quasar's night. He's trying to get some ladies, and Dr. Doom just comes in and ruins it. That's really what needs to be talked about. So Quasar is in the issue for one panel, no dialogue.
That's what I was going to say. I think we get more Quasar next issue, but he was only on one page, and we got no dialogue with Quasar. Not even whatever smooth talk he was hitting the ladies up with, and we didn't even see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And next issue, no matter what happens, it's overshadowed by one single event.
Oh, the cupcakes! The cupcakes hit the fan.
Yes.
I want to see if Rage. I want to see if Rage gets mad. He's like, "I'm the new guy here. What's everyone talking about? Equal opportunity. What is this? Everyone's whispering it. No one's telling me." And then lawsuits. All right. But yeah, 333 next week should be exciting.
So next week 333. I wonder what Dr. Doom wants in Avengers headquarters.
I don't know. Something about dimensional travel.
And he made a point of mentioning his mother. And how did he get in Avengers Mansion? Him and his Doom bots, because we've seen at least 3 Dooms, 1 upstairs and 2 downstairs.
Actually, that reminds me of probably, I think it's the best Doctor Doom story ever. Doctor Doom and Doctor Strange, Triumph and Torment.
Oh yes,
graphic novel. That's freaking awesome. I think Roger Stern wrote that, if I remember right. And
I can't remember.
Mike Mignola, I think, did the art. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that was a good issue. Did anybody read Infamous Iron Man?
No, is that did it just come out?
Well, no, it was what was it, 2016 maybe? It was Bendis, but while Tony Stark was in a coma, basically Dr. Doom got his face fixed and was like,
like, oh, I'm a hero now. I'm going to take over for Tony Stark, and basically was running around in like a hybrid of Iron Man and Doctor Doom armor.
Kind of like Superior Spider-Man, which was Doc Ock.
Yeah. They're basically just ticking off other villains. But then Bendis left, and Fantastic Four were starting again. So they're like, okay, let's mess up his face again, and stick him back in Latveria. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you know what I did forget to talk about? I believe didn't Soshin also bring up the whole thing about the back issue?
Oh yeah, the alphabetical nature of back issue bins.
Oh yes.
Hey, the great crisis hitting our country these days. Although, I think Matt said this, but also at my comic store and most of the ones I visit, it's usually when I go to some of the cons and some of the shows, or there's a used bookstore I know that does this. When they don't put the back issues in any kind of order,
you have to touch every one of them to see what's there.
Yeah, it's frustrating. There was even the closest comic book store to my place. They had a whole basement that was just back issues, and there's no rhyme or reason to anything.
You could tell they just took 2 minutes to throw everything in a box. And it's just
yeah, I almost wanted to volunteer to alphabetize or at least separate them from company, Marvel, DC, or something. I would ask for some kickback, perhaps, but I think that they resolved it by. The basement flooded, so they just closed it. They just took it. So, but yeah, there for the most part, the places that I go to have it either alphabetized or by book. When they have enough issues that make it feasible. But sometimes they get some new ones they haven't gone through yet, which is kind of fun because you're like, ooh, maybe I'll dig through and find something. But if the whole thing was like that, it's too much finger ink and time to spend,
Well, just I hate when they learn on alphabetized or anything, because it's if I pull something like an issue out, I'm like, ooh, I might like to get this whole thing, but say it's like a 4 or 6 part story. I'm just like, okay, I have part 3 in my hand. Do you have parts 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6? If you don't, I'm not picking this up. So it's do I go through every box and try to?
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yes, but just like Matt, I've had the thought before. I was like, I wonder if they'll give me free comics if I volunteer to
alphabetize.
Yeah,
but some of the places at the cons, they have boxes and boxes of long boxes. So it's it's just taking all day to alphabetize.
Yeah, well, all day to go through just to see if there's anything in there that you want or need, right?
Yeah,
I
know.
But be better. You want to make the sale? Got to alphabetize people.
Yeah,
right.
Move some units. Yeah.
Respect the customer.
Yeah.
And thank you, Soshin, for bringing up this
burning issue.
This menace that threatens our country.
Yeah. But I have a lot of thank you for searching out all these Avengers with Quasar appearances, and good luck on your non-alphabetical journey. It's a little bit rough. Yeah.
Chaos.
Don't you wish you could just press your wrist and ask Eon where the rest of the issues are?
That would be nice.
And they're halfway through the 17th box on the right.
and stay on top of this breaking story, Soshin, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is CNN breaking news.
So should we make the big announcement, Matt Kona?
Yeah,
do it
because it also kind of connects with what you were saying before. But yeah, I'll let you lead with it since this is your baby. Yeah.
Well, after discussions with Little Hellfire, I decided, since we have no more room on our podcast, that we're going to be doing a YouTube exclusive show all about the Transformers. We're going to be starting with the 80s Marvel books. Matt Conan and myself. Thank you, Boston Public Library.
Yes.
So if you're not subscribed to our YouTube so you don't miss the first episode where we cover issue 1. If you're listening to this, you probably like 80s and 90s books. So
I would hope.
What is that? Number 1 is from what, 1984?
Something like that. I think didn't it go from like 84 to 91 or something. It was like
so.
It was 80 issues, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll cover the miniseries too. So
awesome.
Now I was looking for the issues so I could get to reading them, and Boston Public Library, they have this cool thing called Hoopla. I don't know if other libraries use this, but it's basically a digital rental service. So I can look at it on my phone as if it was, it's similar in a way to the Kindle app, but you borrow it. So I have, issue number 1 on my phone ready to read right now.
Nice.
But there's no issue 3. And I looked, even on Comixology, they don't have issue 3. Did something happen in issue 3?
Because it's Spider-Man.
Black costume Spider-Man.
Because of rights or something, yeah. Because Spider-Man's in that issue, yeah.
Okay.
The Transformers, I do love the fact that it was number 1 in a 4-issue series, 2 in a 4-issue series, 3 in a 4-issue series, 4 in a 4-issue series, 5, 6, 7, 8. Number 80 in a 4-issue limited series.
Yeah, the last issue, that was so funny. Yeah, they put number 80 in a 4-issue limited series.
I like when they do clever stuff like that. There was a Fantastic Four issue that was put to production late, and instead of saying like the greatest book in Marvel, it said the latest. Yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
So yes, everyone, stay tuned for Transformers and
podcast in disguise because it's only on YouTube.
How are you?
That's awesome.
Well, that's it. Well, that's the other thing too. Since it's only on YouTube, I was like, I had all kinds of names for podcasts. I'm like, but is it a podcast if it's only on YouTube?
But it's a podcast in disguise.
Oh. I'm writing all future names past Matt Kona.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're going to have a YouTube exclusive show, hopefully every week with Transformers. And then over on Capes and Lunatics, Charlie and Maz reviewing the Marvel stuff every week. It's only on the podcast. So make sure you check out the podcast and YouTube because now we're going to have exclusive stuff just on both. So
awesome.
But yeah, check out me and Matt Kona talking Transformers.
Autobots, roll out.
Nice.
All right, coming soon, so subscribe to YouTube. All right.
Yeah.
Are we done?
I think so.
We're done.
Matt Kona, we're done. All right.
So, the party's not over. It's to be continued, even though we won't say it. But
yeah.
A 2-week party!
Sure. And we need cupcakes for next issue.
Throw them at our screens. Anyway. That's right. Join us next time as the Cupcakes Hit the Fan or Dr. Doom. Email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/QuantumZonePod, @QuantumZonePod, and @CL Sidekicks on Twitter. Instagram, CL Sidekicks, and the voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And Will, where can people find you and Diary of Night?
You can find me at Wallred, WALLRED, on Twitter and Facebook and Gmail and blah, blah, blah. QuantumZone.org, which is still woefully out of date, but it's still there. And of course, you can find Diary of Night, which is my self-published comic, which is at diaryofnight.com.
Matt Kona, non-robot in the skies. Where can people get a hold of you?
I can be found online at Matt Kona across most of the social network platforms. There's been a lot of Quasar chitter chatter on Twitter lately. I've been trying to retweet that when it's come up, which is cool. So I'm trying to follow everybody talking about it. So follow me back, and we could keep the conversation going. Look at the Instagram. I've been taking pictures of funny things in comics, and I'll be releasing when appropriate. And yeah, send me an email. Go back if you like horror movies. You can check out Yale Matt recap stuff on iTunes, SoundCloud, and YouTube as well. All that good stuff. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyway.
If you need me to name your podcast, hit me up.
Yeah.
How much you charge for? How much you charge for that? $1?
Yeah. I will charge you 1 Transformers number 3.
Yeah.
Oh, anyone up for barter? Send Matt Kone a Marvel Comics Transformers number 3, and he'll send you a Marvel Team Up 113.
I will. Maybe several. Yeah.
Nice. Getting more Quasar next time, I believe. A little more.
I hope so.
And we are approaching the awesomeness that is
Cosma. Yeah, only like 7 more Avengers issues.
Yeah.
So another 2 months. All right, Quantum Zoners. Don't party too hard. Join us next time for the conclusion. And remember, keep it quantum and cupcake.